Hey everybody, Lazy Gardener here. It's June 19th and it's that time of the year for the annual garden tour. It's a really special time of the year right now because spring is ending and I've got something growing in every zone. So let's take a look. All right, let's start over here in the beginning of the garden. I have some onions here. These onions to me are special because I started them from seed. That's the way you're supposed to do it to get really big onions. They seem like they have a little way to go, but they look great. And I'm hoping to get great big onions from here. We have carrots here. The carrots are still a little early for carrots, but you can see some great growth. Maybe you can get down in there and you can see I should have carrots in the next couple of weeks. Next we have potatoes. I got 2 zones of potatoes here, about 40 plants, and that should give me somewhere between 50 and 60 pounds of potatoes just out of this box, and I've got other boxes. If we keep going this way, the next box we have is my kind of pumpkins. That's butternut squash in the back. We've got some spaghetti squash. I have some pumpkins, and then you can kind of see how I use this like wire framing to do some supports for them so that they can grow 3-dimensionally. If we keep going this way, over here I planted some more potatoes. These are going to be some late potatoes, some fall potatoes. These will last longer. These will help for storage in the winter. And over here some string beans. I think that, yeah, you're probably not going to see any baby string beans, but you can see some flowers on there. And should have string beans. Oh, here's a tiny little string bean. Just the smallest string bean in the world. Okay, so in this part of the garden, in this box, I have some squash, some summer squash, so zucchini. I think here, if you take a look, you might be able to see some baby guys over there. Little baby zucchini. They're just getting started. And I'm trying some different support experiments this year. This one I'm giving a lot of support, this one a little, and that one none. And we'll see how it affects their growth. Always like to do a few experiments. Over here we have sweet potatoes. They're really starting to take off as well. That's in that box. And there's another one over there I'll show you. And again, we're going to try and experiment with some support for the sweet potatoes. Over here we have, this is a carnival acorn. It's a type of like, you know, winter squash. And then we have some cucumbers as we go this way. And here are the hot peppers. So I got some, look, oh, this cayenne's almost ready. That guy's almost done. It's got some more cayennes on here. These ones are habaneros. Really got to have those spicy peppers. And these are cucumbers. I don't think they have any on them yet, but they should shortly. And was here some lettuce I had planted that we didn't end up eating and it kind of got overgrown. Now, and there's some more sweet potatoes in there. Over here, a whole lot more onions. Purple onions. You can see that they're red onions, I should say, and these are yellow onions. And then if we come over here, we're going to see my tomatoes, which I think actually, if you look over here, you can see, I think I have a ripe tomato over there. I planted these in January inside, so they're insane. They're well over 5.5, 6 feet tall already. And it's only the middle of June. It's already giving me tomatoes. So this was an interesting experiment to plant something super duper early. And then I stagger my tomatoes. And this is my philosophy, which is to get tomatoes all year round. You really want to stagger your plants. Every tomato, no matter how much you prune it and spray it, it's going to succumb to disease eventually. And the best insurance about that is just to have more tomatoes behind them. Well, if you come forward, we can see the rest. See, these are actually about 2, 3, maybe 3 weeks younger than that one, maybe almost a month younger, though they're catching up. They don't have any ripe tomatoes on them. All right, so we're in the lower part of my orchard, my garden. These are half of my garlic. The other half we'll see at the end of this round. These are starting to look crappy. That's normal for garlic. That tells me they're almost done. The leaves start to die, and we'll be able to pull these up soon. If you see over here, just to show you something interesting, this is a garlic scape, and that's a garlic flower. If I leave that, it will eventually open up and make a nice looking flower. But ideally you want to take those off. They'll give you, they'll shrink the size of the garlic bulb. You won't get as large garlic. So let's keep going. We got more potatoes. If you ever grow potatoes, here, see if you can get a shot of this guy. This guy is the worst. It's a potato beetle larva. And here you can see another one over here. And they will eat everything if you let them. So we'll just take care of those guys. We got a lot more potatoes. Those should be ready at the same time as the others. You see, this is what the potatoes will look like when they're done, but the whole, everything will look like that. And the wind seems to have blown them a bit that way, and the ones in the back are actually taller plants to begin with. But have even more onions. Yeah, I don't know if I have too much onions this year, but I really enjoy growing onions. I really feel like I'm getting good at it, so I plant a lot. Do some for dehydrated, lots of fresh onions. If that is the beets might look a little haggard right now. That's just normal in the hot sun, that they will look a little droopy. But if you see, let's see if we can find you one. There's different colors here. Here's a yellow one. Let's see a yellow beet. Actually, over here we can see much better. Here, bring the camera in over here. There's a nice red beet. You can see some red beets. There's a white beet here. And different colored beets, really nice and tasty. And you can eat the leaves as well. All right, moving into the lower portion. We have a really healthy weed growing in there with our cabbages, but you can see some heads of cabbage. They're looking really good. They're almost ready. This screened in kind of cage keeps those white moths off of them. Over here we have a Portuguese cabbage. And this is interesting for my Portuguese friends. This is tronchuda. Portuguese, you probably have never seen it flower in Portugal if you're watching this, but that's what it looks like when tronchuda flowers. Quite pretty. And then we just have another cabbage here. This is flowering because I planted a little early and then we had a really hard frost. I protected the plant, but it wasn't enough to keep it from bolting. As we keep going, I have more late potatoes here. Again, these potatoes won't be ready until about late September, October, but they'll come up soon. And you can see how tall those other potatoes have gotten. I've got to kind of really hold them back. And finishing out this section is just more garlic, and that'll last us all year, and including giving us some nice amount of dehydrated garlic to use in cooking as well. And it's really, really great fresh garlic. All right, this is my pea rack here. I made this to hold the peas. You can see it's nice and sturdy. You can see here I have shelling peas that'll be ready just about any day now. Those are big and full. Then over here we have snap peas. They're doing really great. I got to harvest those. I got a couple of racks of those snap peas. Over here I have broccoli. You can see now we've already harvested the main heads. These are what we call side shoots, but some species are better than others. But this one, I have to say, I'm very pleased with the amount of side shoot production I'm getting. I'm getting lots of extra broccoli off of these. Over here in the front we have snow peas, which are over there, you can see. And then over here, this is my first year trying them, is peanuts. Take a look. I never saw what a peanut looks like, but I can tell you one thing. The plants look a lot like peas. And so that's probably why they're called peanuts, but I don't know. Okay, so over here I have some 8 more tomato plants. And here we have some Portuguese bean plants. These are really like Italian beans. They're very large and flat. And these take a little longer to give us beans, but these are great for soups and for using like as fresh shelled beans and things like that. Okay, up here is the last part of my garden. I have here, if you've seen my TikTok, this is fava beans. My TikTok channel is the Lazy Gardener NJ. Come on and take a look at this. You see, look at this guy. He's coming by right now. He wants to get in the shot. That is a ladybug larva. That's a little baby ladybug. He eats aphids. You can see there's this is actually was attacked by aphids and something has cleaned them all off and killed them all. And that's this guy and his brothers here. Oh, look, here's 2 more. This is a great sign to have on your plants if you're getting hit with aphids, is that you see ladybugs. And look over here. Did you get a shot at the fava beans? There's lots of fava beans on here. And this plant should be ready pretty soon to give us some favas. If we come over here, I have Yes, even more tomatoes. These are actually older than the ones we just saw down at the bottom. So again, these are staggered out. The very tall ones was my first batch. These are my second batch. The ones in the back are my third batch. There's actually a fourth batch coming when the peas are done. And if we kind of come through here, we can see back here I have something, it's called New Zealand spinach. It's very good. It's like spinach, and you can eat it all summer. And it's very easy to maintain, and it pretty much self-seeds. And this is cilantro that's going to seed. So all those seeds are coriander in case you want extra cilantro. If we come by and come through here, we can come to almost to the end of the tour. My last outside box. These are my green peppers, or sweet peppers. They're green, they're red, they're orange, there's yellow. And right over here, this year I was just trying out some peperoncini, so we'll see how good those are. Okay, that's a nice shot of one of our grapevines. We have several on the property, and this is my greenhouse. We're going to end the tour here. Right now, I actually don't have much growing here. We got some early stuff out of this greenhouse. There's one mega cabbage on here, and there's also another one that I picked just recently, and some stuff is transitioning in here. I'm going to plant some tomatoes and some cucumbers in here in a little bit, and then get ready for some fall plantings and overwinter some things. All right, that's my garden tour for this year. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more specific videos on how to plant things. Check out my channel. I got all kinds of great videos there, including some on composting, and I'll leave a link below also for my TikTok if you like little shorter, more entertaining garden videos. Anyway, that's it for today. Good luck, good gardening.